All right, I hope you guys are doing well. I just want to go over that activity with you that I posted yesterday and make sure we're all on the same page because the quiz is going to be very, very similar to that. And I'm thinking the quiz for Tuesday, okay? Tuesday. And I know I said your vocab terms are due today. How about we make our vocab terms due Tuesday then as well? I know I usually do the vocab terms on the day of a quiz, so that's what we'll do. Today, I just want to talk about um, right to assembly. Obviously, I guess you could say good or poor timing, but I want to discuss that a little bit, and I have an activity for you where you can just kind of rate what you think is right and wrong depending on the right to an assembly. So I'll have that activity posted today as well. All right. So again, bell ringers are due today. So make sure you turn in your bell ringers and turn them on to this announcement. We should have three of them for this week. I won't have one today, obviously, because we just reviewed the worksheet, the activity from yesterday, and we went over the bell ringer from the previous day. So we will not have one today. Okay, let's get started. All right. So I want to review with you first that activity from yesterday. Here it is. I know it was upside. I don't know what's going on here with that. I need to figure out a new PDF format because this is not working the best. So let's go over this real quick. I'm going to flip it upside down. So this is going to look a little different. I can't wait to see the video of it when I repost it. All right, so one, censorship of information before publication. This is E, prior restraint. Okay, prior restraint. We talked about that. We discussed it, how the government, depending on if it's an issue with national security, with safety of the people, they have ability to restrain media, different types of information being sent out to the people. And right now, I mean, I'm saying if it's right or wrong or anything like that, but right now there's a restriction on President Trump's social media because of the actions that were done Wednesday with the storming the Capitol. All right. So two, define court's position on censorship. So number two, this is C, Near case. So this is Minnesota versus Near. Minnesota pushed out a law that was going to restrict any type of press talking about the public officials in any way. So many officials were being targeted and really used the name of gangsters and corrupt politicians, things like that. And they pushed out a law to stop it, obviously to help shape their character. But with the Near case, this was actually siding with the newspapers, the media, with this because, if you have proof, you have evidence to make those claims about a politician, they have the ability to do that. And that's where it was really established that the media would be, would be presenting the information to the people, keeping government in check, right? Not vice versa, not the government keeping the people in check by the use of media, but the media keeping government in check for the people, okay? That's where that was really defined and set up and established. All right, three, Pentagon Papers. We know that as the New York Times versus the United States, 1971. So during the Vietnam War, that these Pentagon Papers, okay, were leaked to the New York Times, and this was a huge court case about it because this was a whistleblower, giving this information to the New York Times, and obviously that had to be. The government was saying there should have been prior restraint on this, but again, keep the people in line. Well, keep the government in line for the people. Okay, that is what the method of the press should be. Regulates radio and television. The FCC. I hope you guys liked my message yesterday with Eminem. That line that he has in his song "Without Me." Again, I don't listen to the song if you don't like curse words, but I'm just saying that was an interesting line because it goes along well with what we're talking about in class. All right, so 5, bars press from publishing certain information. Okay, this is the gag order. Okay, gag order. So this is an ability to try to, again, stop any type of violent protest that might occur or might happen, in a community, especially on a case with, homicide or murder or anything along those lines. and to try to keep the peace amongst that until obviously until the court case is over before there could be any type of involvement in the court case or any type of disruption of the case. So that's what that is. All right, 6. These these give reporters protection against being forced to disclose confidential information. This is Shield laws, D. Okay, Shield laws, D. All right, 7. These have more First Amendment protection than broadcasters, but less than newspapers. All right, this is B, cable operators. Okay, cable operators. So all I have to do is throw that viewer discretion is advised, and they covered themselves. Or have the rating of whatever show or movie that they have and explain to the people through the information of that broadcast that, hey, this might have some information that might be alarming or offensive or obscene. 8. The court ruled that liberty of expression by these means is guaranteed by the First and 14th Amendments. All right, this is B, motion pictures. Okay, B, motion pictures. All right, 9. Congress passed the Communication Decency Act to deal with this. So 9, this is A, internet. Because again, let's face it, the founding fathers had no idea with radios, with movies, with television broadcasting, social media, emails, internet, how to connect with people through that. So again, this was something that needed to be established in order to try to maintain order and how people are connected with each other through speech and presentation, right? 10, this is considered commercial speech and is given less protection under the First Amendment. So 10, this is B, motion pictures. B, motion pictures. All right. I hope you guys got that right. Okay, this is going to be very similar to what we have on the quiz, so make sure you guys know that for an upcoming quiz or anything like that. All right, so real quick, I want to go over this right here with you. Let me pull it up. There it is. All right, so yeah, we just talked about freedom of speech, press, okay, and how that information could be displayed to the people and how it could be restricted, obviously to try to hold peace and make sure that there's no hostility with things and not creating any type of danger, right? So now we're getting to assembly, which, like I mentioned before earlier in the lesson here, that this could be poor or good timing, I guess, to talk about this issue, especially with what happened on Wednesday. All right, so what rights are covered by freedom of assembly? So it protects our right to gather in groups for any reason, so long as assemblies are peaceful, right? So are peaceful, so not destruction of property, not destruction of any type of public building or offices, in any way of endangering any type of interstate commerce, right, or endangering people in that matter, right? There's many different things that go along with this peaceful protest and making sure that people are safe and not in danger. Right? But again, they're allowed to do it as long as they're showing peaceful protests in that matter. So obviously over the summer, we have a lot of the Black Lives Matter movements. Again, a lot of destruction with that. Obviously Wednesday, what happened with the storming of the Capitol, same thing, right? These are things that obviously are not okay. They're not right. And this is destruction of many different things and items and personal belongings and private business. And that is not categorized as peaceful. It's not. Okay. It's not right. It's not, I guess you could say, not a great way to represent your beliefs and thoughts about a certain issue, whatever it might be. Again, I'm not picking sides or nothing. I'm just explaining. Okay. So we also have the right to form and join social groups, clubs, political parties, labor unions, right to parade and demonstrate in public. So again, in the early 1900s with the Red Scare, this was something that really put an alarming measure on many of these people, especially authorities. Like, how do we stop? And government officials, right? How do we stop the spread of communism? Well, we can try to break up these assemblies. We can try to break up the right of freedom of speech for these people so that this methodology, that this idea of communism doesn't take over in the United States and that it just doesn't fully grow and become more of a, I guess you could say, more of a expanding issue, right? And there's many court cases in the early 1900s, which we'll talk about, which deal with that and how this limitation should be, these limitations of these assemblies were in many cases upheld, right? They were trying to hold these people accountable, and this was just an issue of to the point where is it starting danger? Is it going against the risk and safety of the nation? All right. All right, so to provide for public order and safety, so many states and cities require groups wanting a parade to demonstrate at first obtain a permit. So if there's any type of assembly that you would like to express your beliefs and your thoughts and want to gather people together, you need a permit for that reason. You need a permit for that group gathering, okay, to show that you went through the community guidelines and state and local level, city guidelines, and holding with that within their jurisdiction to make sure that these are peaceful protests and that this can alarm the people and make sure that they know that they can have group authorities there in case things do get a little bit more violent, and they have the ability to maybe push some people away or let people know in that community what's going on. Maybe if they want to join it peacefully or if they want to try to stay away from those activities or that assembly, and that permit is needed. And obviously, that would be relayed to the community through different types of media, right? Radio broadcasting, newspapers, magazines, social media, you name it. Okay. And again, that is the right of freedom of assembly. Again, peacefully. Okay. And you need a permit in order to try to express your views and have that assembly gathered. But it can be about anything as long as you have a permit and you're doing it peacefully. All right, that's all I have for today. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Remember, bell ringers are due today. You have 3 of them, so turn those in. Okay. And yep, a vocab will be due Tuesday. I'll put that in the announcement. Take care, guys. Have a good one. Watch some college, or not college, well, the NCAA championships Monday, but NFL playoffs this weekend. Enjoy it. See you.